I'm Isaac from HobbyDB, and in this video I'm going to show you how to list items for sale on the new TTP. Let's get started. There are two ways to do this. First, I'll show you how to create a standalone listing from scratch like we're used to on TTP. I have a 2006 Hot Wheels Treasure Hunt 40 Ford Coupe that I want to sell. I'm going to click Selling at the top here, then click Sell. There are a couple options here for listing from the database, but we'll look at that in a minute. Right now, I'm just going to go down to where it says Sell as a generic item or lot by using this form. Here, I'll fill out the form with the title for my listing and a description. Now I'll continue down the form to set the selling format, Buy Now and Best Offer, or Best Offer Only, set a price, enter any notes about the sale that I want my buyers to see, then set the condition of my item. In this section, I'll set shipping costs. I can select a shipping group to pre-fill the regions I'll ship to and how much it will cost to ship to each. I'm just going to say I'll let buyers anywhere in the world request a shipping quote, or I can manually add a shipping zone. I can also add more details about shipping in shipping notes. I've set my default shipping notes in my account settings, so it's already filled in here. This last section, Seller Tools, contains 3 optional fields that I could use to keep track of my inventory. Now I'll click Continue to go to the photo uploader. It will let me add as many pictures as I want, but for this one I'll just upload 2, one of the front and one of the back of the card. Now all I have to do is click List for Sale, and my listing is live. It can take a minute for the photos to process, so that's why it just shows that generic item placeholder at first. I'll just reload the page. Now my photos are there. I mentioned at the beginning that there are 2 ways to list items for sale. Now I'll show you the second way, which is actually better in a lot of aspects. Listing an item for sale from the HobbyDB database versus listing from scratch comes with some huge benefits. If the item you're selling is one of the more than 215,000 model cars we have in HobbyDB, you can effortlessly link your sale listing to that database item. That immediately gives your sale greater exposure to potential buyers who are browsing the database or have already added the item to their wish list. If a member does have the item on their wish list, as soon as you list it for sale, they will get a notification that it's available to buy. Listing from the database also saves time that you'd normally have to spend typing in details about your item. Since your listing will be linked to the database entry, those details are already at your buyer's fingertips without any effort on your part. This time, I'll start by clicking Database Items at the top of the page above the search bar. Then I'll search for my item, Hot Wheels 40 Ford Coupe. There are a lot of database items that match those keywords, but the 2006 Treasure Hunt I want to sell isn't one of those first few results. The easiest way to quickly find a specific item in the database is to search for its reference number or manufacturer ID. Mattel products like Hot Wheels and Matchbox each have their own unique identifier somewhere on the packaging. Mattel calls it the toy number, and it's usually a 5-digit code on the back of the card, generally on the J-hook. This one is J3282. I'm going to type that into the database item search, and when I press enter, it will bring up just the car I'm looking for. Before we keep going, I want to show you a unique feature that will help you avoid needing to sift through dozens of minor variations when you're looking for a specific item. See how it says 58 variants and 4 subvariants there below the name? The terms variant and subvariant refer to different types of variations on HobbyDB. Variants are easily distinguishable releases of the same casting. For example, these 2 Hot Wheels Cobras. Same casting, but one is blue and the other is red. If we click on the 40 Ford's 58 variants link, we'll see all the different releases this casting has had over the years. Subvariants, on the other hand, only have minor differences. Compare these 2 bone shakers. They're nearly identical, but they have different wheels. Let's take a look at the subvariants of this 40 Ford. This is the subvariant group page, and it shows all the different subvariants for this model. Each one has a subvariant photo and a subvariant title, so we can easily see the specific details that make each of them unique. Differences on an item's packaging are common types of subvariants, like we have here, with 3 slightly different long cards and 1 short card. From the subvariant photos and subvariant titles here, I can see that I have the plain USA card, so I'll click on it to go to its database item page. The database item page shows lots of information about this model, like the brand, series, other related subjects, and many other details and various reference numbers, including the toy number that we searched earlier. Many items on HobbyDB also have a price guide where we can see an estimated value of the item in mint or near mint packaged condition. Let's go back up to the top and take a look at these buttons. Here, members can add the item to their collection or wish list, and we can click the Sell button to list one for sale. If I already had this item in my collection on HobbyDB, it would show up here and let me quickly list it for sale if I wanted. Since I don't have it in my collection yet, I'll click Add New Collectible. This brings me to the same listing form we used before. The title is pre-filled from the database item, and while I can still customize it if I wanted, I'm just going to leave it as the default. Other item details from the database will automatically show on my finished listing page as well, so I don't feel the need to add anything extra to the selling description field either. Now I'll go through the rest of the form like before, choosing a selling format, then I'll set the price, deal notes, condition, and shipping information. When I click Continue, it'll take me to the photo uploader, and since I'm listing from a database item, I actually have the option to use the item's stock photo for my listing by checking the Use as Standard Photo checkbox. Since I have my own photos, I'm going to use them, but if you're selling mint condition items, it can save a lot of time to just use the standard photo. Now I'll click List for Sale to post my listing in the marketplace. You can see a summary of the item details from the database at the top left here, and all the info from the listing form is here on the right. After a couple minutes, my listing will be advertised right on the database item page. Let's click View Database Item to take a look. Scroll down a bit, and there it is. The subvariant group page also shows that the item is for sale. I'll just scroll down to my subvariant, and we can see that there's now a button that says starting at $25. If I click that button, I'll be taken to the marketplace, and I can see my listing there. Now all I have to do is sit back and wait for a buyer.